Survivor's ready. Go!
Travis spoken.
This island is pretty much full of only two things: snakes and rats.
The fake dead grandmother could easily go down as the dirtiest thing ever to be done in this game.
I am the king, and I am back.
But I've got the $1 million check written already. I mean, I'm the winner.
The winner of the first Survivor competition is Rich.
Direct from Hobart, it's now time for the only dedicated radio show in Australia devoted to the hit TV show Survivor, bringing you the latest news and the biggest interviews from the king of reality television. It's Survivor Oz, and here's your host, Ben Waterworth.
Hello everybody, and welcome once again to Survivor Oz as we bring you another exit interview, our fourth of Survivor, Juan Del Sur. We are about to speak to the fourth eliminated contestant from the season, Drew Christy. Very much looking forward to chatting to Drew and getting his take on a very interesting vote out last week. As always, if you are listening to this via iTunes or Stitcher and have not checked out our website at survivoroz.com, if you head there, you can see a full written preview of the fifth episode happening tomorrow, written by our Ozlet extraordinaire Noah Groves. Head out there, check all the words that he's written, as well as some extra video scenes from last week's episode, including Drew's words the next day, a couple of hidden scenes, and a video preview. I will say, as a warning out there to people, if you do not wish to be spoiled on who is switched to what tribes for this week's episode, do not read the preview or look at the videos, because they do contain spoilers as to which people end up on which tribes together. If that doesn't bother you, if you are not fussed in knowing what people get switched to what tribes, then feel free to check it out. But I just thought I would give you a warning in case that is a spoiler considered to you. But right now, the only thing you're going to be hearing, no spoilers, no nothing, it is the fourth eliminated contestant from Survivor, Juan Del Sur. Please welcome to Survivor Oz, Drew Christy. Drew, welcome to Survivor Oz.
Hey, thanks, man. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, mate. Very well. How about yourself? How's it all been going now? But pretty much a week since it's all happened. Getting back into regular life now. Yeah,
back to regular life, and I think I'll stay here for a while because it's not so bad. But it's definitely interesting to watch, Survivor from the CBS perspective compared to my own experience out there.
I can imagine. Were you sort of dreading kind of seeing how it all would turn out, your exit episode, considering sort of how the early episodes had gone for you?
No, I mean, I knew it would be what it is, and I knew that the editors are going to portray me however they want it to be and to sell a show. So I think they wanted me to be entertaining, and I believe I surely was.
That's definitely a word for it, I would say. Now, we saw that you, for most of the part there, thought you were actually in control of Hanapu. I mean, was there some reasons behind this, perhaps some things sort of alluding to there that we didn't really see as to why you felt you were in control of the tribe?
I mean, of course there were. There was a lot of variables that kind of went on that the audience really never got to see. I pretty much built the whole shelter with my buddy John, who was out there, and we'd grown really close, and kind of took control of the tribe just because there's nobody else really doing anything, making any moves. We built the whole shelter, built a roof, got the fire going, got a lot of survival stuff going on that really nobody else was doing, and kind of felt socially in charge out there, honestly. Other people kind of looked up to us and asked our opinions, and this is Jeremy as well. And so, John, Jeremy, and I definitely felt like we were kind of in control of the tribe because we were winning the challenges for our tribe for the most part between the three of us. And, just there's a lot of things going on that definitely makes it made it feel like we were in charge out there, but your perception's your reality.
Well, in terms of Jeremy, I mean, we're seeing him sort of wheeling and dealing and kind of having a lot of people come to him with a lot of things. I mean, kind of seeing everything that's happening that you wouldn't have witnessed when you were out there. Are you sort of surprised at how Jeremy's playing the game at the moment?
No, not at all. I kind of knew that Jeremy was all over the place when I was out there, and I thought I could trust him for the moment. And, I mean, clearly I could not. But, he was in on throwing the challenge with Natalie, John, and I. And we kind of had a plan to do that, and definitely turned out to shoot myself in the foot there.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because it sort of seemed as though you came up with that idea and it looked as though you didn't tell anyone, but you did go back and give people that idea that you wanted to throw the challenge?
Of course it did. Of course it did. Yeah, I don't think the audience really saw me as intellectually privileged and planned out and cultured as I really am, but it definitely comes across like I'm a bit of a dumbass. So, there was a lot of mind games going on out there and a lot of strategy and things that the audience really never got to see, but definitely Natalie, Jeremy, and John all knew about throwing the challenge, and you'll notice that John and Jeremy sit out of the challenge, which is, our strongest two physical competitors sitting out. So it's if that doesn't prove to you that they knew about it, then I don't know what else would.
Well, I could assume then after that challenge is thrown, we see you wanting to target Kelly. At that point, are you feeling 100% safe? So clearly it was a blindside on your behalf?
No. So after I do the challenge, you'll see that kind of before even I went to the challenge, I was at Exile the night before with Jacqueline. And so I got to plan a lot with Jacqueline and kind of make some plans with kind of how John and I would work together with Jacqueline and Alec to, after the merge, to, make plans to run the game. And it really didn't work out the way that I wanted it to, but Exile Island changed everything, and it put me away from my tribe for 24 hours, and there's a lot of things that happened between that time and the time I got back. So really the people that we planned on voting out were no longer kind of targets, and Misty came up to me and told me that the girls were planning on voting me out, and that's why I made that one quote that everybody thinks I'm a sexist now because I called the girls bitches, but they were planning to throw me out, and that's why I said that, and I knew that they were, and John and Jeremy didn't want to hear it, and everything kind of changed really fast out there. So I didn't want to vote Julie because I didn't think she was a threat at all. I didn't think she had a chance to win the game, even if she did go to the final three. I didn't think that anybody would vote for her, and I'd want to be in the final three with Julie. And she seemed like she was, I just needed her to vote with me that night, and things would have been different. But I kind of wish everything didn't pan out the way it did. It just, I made power moves too early in the game, but I guess that's better than making no power moves at all.
That's a good way of looking at it, actually. Well, one of our listeners actually sent in a question, Callan Brunson, and he mentioned that in one of your post-game interviews last week, you alluded that Reed was potentially a first boot because he was stirring up a lot of trouble in those early days. So was he initially a target then kind of with that plan? And what was it about Reed that we didn't see what he was doing out there?
Right, you definitely didn't see it. I want to compare him kind of to Colton, just going out there and just stirring stuff up with everybody. Within the first hours of being out there, he came up to me and told me that this person wanted me out, that person wanted me out, and he'd go and tell somebody else something different. And it kind of, before I even got to meet these other people, it kind of pitted us against each other. And it was brilliant, actually. It pitted people against each other that hadn't even formally had an introduction. So within the first few hours, so everybody kind of was targeting him. If we would have lost those first 2 or 3 challenges, to go home, and I think everybody was on board with that at that point. But we didn't lose, so he couldn't go home, and that's when I figured I'd throw this challenge. Enough people want Reed and Julie out that I'm not going to have to, I'm not going to have a problem here with throwing this, and I just made the mistake of not just voting Julie out. my big mistake. Just not going with everybody and voting Julie.
Fascinating. I love hearing these things because I mean, with Reed, we're just not seeing him at all. So it's kind of like it's hard for us to get.
And he was stirring stuff up big time, kind of getting people to talk bad about each other, and this guy said this. I mean, just a lot of who said she said type of deals, and it's just pretty frustrating out there when you're just trying to breathe. You know?
Yeah, definitely imagine. One of the things we do, we close it out in just a few moments here, Drew. We like to do a word association game, which I'll get to in just a moment. But before I get to that, Alec is, of course, still out there. We're going to see a tribal swap tomorrow night. Now, how do you feel Alec is going right there? Do you have some good feelings that he can maybe make it a lot further in this game now that you're gone?
Yeah, I think he actually has a better chance to go a little bit further now. There's not going to be as much attention directed toward him now that I'm kind of gone. He's a little bit of the underdog type of character and just kind of going with the flow type guy. And I think that he should surprise some people out there. I'm real proud of him for beating me, of course, and I'm looking forward to watching him. But I think he could slide under the radar and live up to his name as a squirrel and squirrel his way to the end there.
and what about him and Baylor? Do you see something happening there?
Him and Baylor? I think that a lot of 20-year-old women like my younger brother, so I don't really know what's kind of going on with he and Baylor out there, but I'm sure they're doing just fine flirting together.
Yes.
And doing all that. So, I mean, I think they'll just be fine, but I really don't want to know what happens between those two.
No, we'll see how that plays out. Now, as I said, Drew, close it out. Now, I'm going to give you, all I simply do here is I'll give you the name of one of your former tribe mates now, and you've got to tell me the first word that comes to your head for them. So, here we go.
Okay.
Let's start with Natalie.
Brownie.
Jeremy.
Fireman.
Reed.
Fairy.
Julie.
Survivor Barbie.
John.
The Hulk.
Keith.
No, for real though. Did you see John Mish beat John Rocker in that one challenge?
We did, and John v. John.
That was one of the most incredible things I witnessed when I was on Survivor.
Yes.
Was that battle?
Yes,
because it was a best of 3 battle.
Right.
So they only showed the one, but it was best of 3, and I'm telling you, it was a dog fight.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good on him. Good on John. Keith.
Keith. Good old boy.
Good old boy. Missy.
Survivor Mama.
And finally, Kelly.
Ex-Survivor Mama.
Ex-Survivor Mama. Okay.
Yeah, she's been remarried like 3 different times.
And Kelly, what would you say for Kelly?
Tramp stamp.
Wow. I think we've got the most honest ones we've had so far this season. Good work there, Drew. I like it.
Yeah, not bad, right?
Not bad at all.
Call me anytime.
Well, I will say, massive pleasure, mate, having you here on the show. Been a lot of fun, and we appreciate it, and we look forward to potentially getting you back here in the future, mate, for a longer chat. We really appreciate your time today.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And there we have it. Drew, very interesting. I think we were, of course, expecting a very interesting chat there. Some very honest word associations there. And look, there we go. Drew, I'm still a little bit of shock there at some of those answers. But look, that's who he is. And we were expecting him to be entertaining. Obviously, at this point, I'd like to thank CBS and Channel 9 for helping set these up. We always appreciate having these done and being able to do them. And, of course, next episode of Survivor, I forgot to tag it last week, but if you wish to watch the next episode of Survivor, which, let's be honest, you're going to be watching it, you can catch it at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CBS Wednesday night if you are listening to us in the US, and if you're listening to us in Australia at 9:30 p.m. on Go on Thursday night. So That is where you can watch it. And this is a part where, of course, I tell you all the coverage that we have going for this week's episode of Survivor. We, this week, are very happy to be joined by two very popular, funny, and amazing ladies, former Survivor players who have played twice, both on the same seasons. Of course, I do speak of our good friends Eliza Orlins and Amy Cusack from Vanuatu and Micronesia joining us to chat about this week's episode. Now, it will be slightly later, we're thinking. We're not 100% sure, but it might be maybe a day later than usual in posting that. So just stay tuned to our website, our social media. We'll update you on how that is going. Of course, our Oztopsy live directly after the Channel 9 airing here in Australia, 10:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Daylight Time. Remember, we are in daylight savings time now. We will provide a link for that on our social media as well. If you're listening to us in Queensland, remember you are an hour behind. And, of course, Western Australia, 3 hours behind. And Adelaide, I think you're half an hour behind. And Darwin. I don't really know the entire time differences, but I'm going to go along with that. And that also brings us to our power rankings. Troyzan and Sandra, they usually come out early next week, so stay tuned for those. As I keep saying each week, they're doing very, very well, very popular. And again, if you're listening to us via iTunes or Stitcher, you haven't gone to our website, check them out, survivoroz.com. If you click up on features and see power rankings, click on that, or of course you can just scroll through the homepage and you will eventually see those. Now, another few things I'm going to quickly tag, and then I will let you go today, folks. One thing I will say is this Friday, the 24th of October, it is our 3-year anniversary. It's our 3rd birthday as Survivor Oz. On that day in 2011, Gillian Larson messaged me, offered an interview with her, and the rest is history. So, to celebrate, we are getting Gillian back on this Friday, and we're going to have a bit of a birthday celebration episode. So, stay tuned for that. That will be on Friday. Other shows, of course, outside of Survivor, before I get to the interview situation, Big Brother Oz is available later today. Ben Norris, 2012 winner of Big Brother Australia, joins us to chat about all the happenings in the Big Brother Australia house. And Noah Groves with his Amazing Race Australia podcast should be up today, we're hoping. I made my first appearance on the show this week, so it was a lot of fun. And Noah is doing a fantastic job in hosting that as well. So go out and listen to that when it's available. Interview situation. Last week I said they hopefully will be coming this week. I'm hoping to get some out on Friday. I'm hoping to at least get Jeremiah and Ethan available for you this Friday. Again, I sincerely apologise. I know this has now been going on for basically a month and nothing has come about it, but we are getting there as quick as we can, and I will get these out for you hopefully by this week. So many apologies. We have these 5 interviews that we're just sitting on, and they will be coming your way very, very soon. So again, apologies for that. That's it though for this Survivor Oz exit interview with Drew Christy. Thank you very much once again to Drew and to everybody listening to us today. Enjoy your Survivor viewing this week and enjoy all your coverage with us here on Survivor Oz. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, rate us on iTunes and Stitcher, and remember to subscribe to both services as the best way to stay up to date. My name is Ben, the tribe has spoken, and we will speak to you next time on the Bada Bim Bada Boom Trains.